what's up? This is Jason from Building 429.
Hey, this is Colton Dixon.
Hey, this is Francesca Battistelli.
Hey, it's John Muskillet. You're listening to Dispatch Radio.
All right, folks, welcome back. We are talking about Winter Jam. JamTour.com is where you'll get all your information and tickets. It is coming down to Florida to kick off the tour as always. It will be in Jacksonville on January the 11th, Tampa on the 12th, before circling back through Alabama and continuing the tour across the country. So if you're listening to us live, mark those dates on your calendar. If you're catching us on the Internet, there are plenty of tickets and information there at JamTour.com. And we have one of the artists that's going to be performing. We've talked to him before, just a big fan. Dan Bremnes is on with us now. Dan, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, thank you. There's snow outside. I'm feeling real Christmassy.
Yeah, it must be. Well, we're chilly, so that means you guys are getting snow. So no matter where you are, you're pretty much getting snow compared to us down here in Florida. So, yeah, well, it's got to be good to know that you're going to be headed back out on Winter Jam. It's such an incredible and unique experience. You have thousands and thousands of fans from all sorts of different walks of life and different genre fans and things like that. So talk a little bit about that experience and being back on the tour again.
Well, it's always, it's my second year in a row. And, last year was my first time and just taking it all in. And this year will be nice to get back out. And last year when I was on it, I still hadn't released new music. So this will be the first time I've had music released to radio for almost 4 years. So I think it'll be a little bit different and a little more exciting this time to have a song that maybe some people recognize, and I'm looking forward to doing that and just to connecting with people that may have connected with the song.
Well, he's referring to Wherever I Go, an album and song that's doing really well for him, and it seems like it's breaking well. We were so pleased to be able to preview some of that ahead of the release, and we talked about it here on the show and talking about how great some of this new music was, and it's good to see it received well.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been a really fun ride so far, and it's all you can hope for as an artist is that people connect with your music.
Now, when you head back out on Jam Tour, obviously New Songs hosting the thing. There's tons of different bands that are there. And are you familiar, close friends with folks like Danny Goki or Mandisa or anybody like that? How do you connect with the other artists and stuff as the tour kind of kicks off?
Well, I have run into pretty much every single one of these artists over the past few years, and an honor to call a lot of them friends. But I haven't toured with all of them. So when you go out on a tour like Winter Jam, that's pretty much 3 months long, you get to know these people really well, and I'm really, really looking forward to, just to kind of deepening those relationships and doing life together.
Now, I know this tour is going to have a 360 tour. It's going to be, the stage is going to be in the round. So I don't know, does that change a little bit for you, or do they already kind of come at you with a plan? How does that development sort of come together?
Yeah, I guess last year I sort of had my own little version of that. I had a little circle that I pushed out to the front of the stage, and I did this solo thing. So it's just going to be like that on a bigger scale. And the question is, where do you look? That's the big question. Where do you just do circles? I don't know. It's going to be a fun exercise in a little bit of a challenge, but a good one.
I'm gonna take a part-time gig working for Dan. I'm just gonna keep rolling him around the circle as he plays.
Perfect.
So obviously the music's done really well. We talked about the music video last time. We talked about being on a tour all over the world, to shoot an amazing video. And what has been some of the reception and feedback that you've had from fans and people alike?
I think I've had some people come up and just say that they've been inspired by the around the world journey and the documentary and stuff, which is really cool. John Steingard, who sings for Hawk Nelson, he's the one who did the video, so really have to credit him for his hard work. He just did such a good job of capturing that spirit. But funnily enough, the thing that people talk about if they're talking to me about videos and Wherever I Go is the video I did in New Orleans where I played with a New Orleans street band, which sort of just came together the day of, and I didn't think much of it except for this will be fun. But it seems to be the video that most people have sort of connected with and gotten excited about, which I didn't foresee at all.
Well, to that video, I will say it seems obviously it's Dan. You're genuine and honest. It's sort of, I don't want to say impromptu, but it's sort of just an authentic feel to it. And there's something that resonates with people in today's day and age. We love when we see that and find that. I think so. Folks, we're talking with Dan Bremnes, and we're talking about Jam Tour Winter Jam. Make sure you get your tickets for that. $15 for general admission. They have Jam Nation tickets that'll give you earlier access and some other perks, that kind of thing. Check that out at jamtour.com. Incredible lineup from Newsboys to Mandisa, Danny Goki, Ren Collective, Jen Ledger. Just an amazing lineup. Holland, I'm a huge fan of Holland. It'd just be really great to see some of these folks live and up close, and it's such an amazing tour. Now, Dan, as we head into this last quarter of the year, maybe we'll get a chance to talk again right before the show down here in Tampa. How do you guys do Christmas? You got some certain Christmas traditions that you and your family engage in?
We're just starting to sort of like do those because our son is 4 years old now and he knows what it's about. Our daughter's 1.
Uh-huh.
So we do some classic things. I'm sure everybody does. One thing we try and do is get a real Christmas tree. My wife considers fake Christmas trees a crime. So back when we lived in Canada, we'd go out to the woods with a saw and just pick a tree and cut it down. But I don't think we're allowed to do that in Nashville. So we went and picked one out the other day, a pre-cut one, and we put that up together, and we do the Elf on the Shelf. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
Oh, how can I not be familiar with all of these insane traditions?
The creepy little elf that sits on the shelf.
Yeah.
And then we do the chocolate Christmas calendar. Our son loves that. He'll wake up every morning. He'll sit by the tree. He'll put a record on the record player, and he'll just sit there and open his little Christmas calendar and sing along to Christmas music before we even get up. It's adorable.
That is tremendous. There's a video for you.
I think he's actually started his own traditions.
He's breaking free of you and Brittany. Just do my own thing. I got my own plan. This is what I'm doing. I'm going to start sending Dan pictures of Elf on the Shelf ideas because it's just truly insane how many things that people have come up with Elf on the Shelf.
That's a great idea.
One of the cool things about the Winter Jam Tour and the whole Jam Nation experience is that we find out that you guys do Jam Church. Now, did you get to lead Jam Church last time? And if so, kind of what are some of your favorite songs to bring to that and some of your favorite hymns and those kinds of things?
I can't remember all the songs I did last year. I know I did One Thing Remains. I tried to pick songs that everybody knows because you don't have words on the screen or anything, so you kind of got to pick something broad. And just kind of doing that as artists and singers was a pretty special experience. Obviously, the voices in the room were some of the best I've heard. And you don't have to tell people to sing. Everyone comes ready to worship, and it's truly a very unique once in a lifetime experience. I loved it.
Yeah, it sounds just tremendous. I tell you, one of the things I admire about the tour is finding out that that's how you guys kind of feed yourselves when you're on tour and praise and worship yourselves, and it's kind of a really neat thing. As you,
for sure.
You've got the new album come out, you've got some video stuff behind you and that kind of thing. What else are you working on right now? What's kind of going on in your spare time? Do you write as you go along? Do you kind of save up some ideas here and there? How do you kind of keep your mind going?
Well, I'm actually just working on finishing up the second half of the record. The first half I released 2 months ago. I had 7 songs, and I've got a second half of the record coming out that's going to have 8 more songs on it. So I'm just working on those mixes and those masters, and I'll be releasing that. I'll actually have a copy of it available on Winter Jam, but not officially releasing until the week after.
Well, there you go, folks.
If you come to Winter Jam, then it's going to be available, but only if you come.
Yeah, well, I can't wait to get my copy. So look forward to that, folks. We'll look forward to some more Dan Bremnes. I know he's been a part of our show. We played bumper music. We were previewing some of these shows as soon as we were allowed to, and it's really, really good stuff. And you don't want to miss out on Winter Jam. Make sure you check out danbremnes.com. Check out his page there. Check out his Instagram photos are truly amazing. My daughter is kind of a stalker because your kids are adorable. So I could actually farm her out to you as a sitter because she feels like she knows them. I'm like, no, you don't. You've seen pictures. I'm sure there's stories, but now you're sharing these adorable stories about your son. It's only going to get worse. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's only going to get worse now. So, but we have to, yeah. So So, folks, stay with us. We're going to try to talk about a few more of the things coming up with Winter Jam and some other shows here locally with 14 Country and some other folks in the town in the next few weeks. So make sure you stay tuned. We'll give you those details.